Hello and welcome to another, well, it should have been a plan with me, but I had a little bit a little bit of a snafu. My battery in my camera was dead. So while I was waiting for it to charge, I was like, oh, I'll just, just glue this little piece in and then at least have a start. Oh, I'll do this. And the next thing you know, 2 hours has passed and I've basically done all of my prep work for my July planner while my battery was charging. So it's going to be more of a flip through. Anyway, hello, welcome. This is the Well-Appointed Desk. My name is Anna, and today I'm going to do a little July planner setup and talk a little bit about successes and fails for June, and just kind of go from there. So I'll try to make this one a little bit shorter than the ones in the past. Fingers crossed that I'm successful. So for anyone who did not watch my June planner setup, I attempted to make my own calendar for June, and it didn't go very well. I had a lot of technical difficulties. Adobe Illustrator crashes every time I hit Command copy or Command C or whatever. So like it printed out without the numbers and I had to write them in, and a lot of the dates were wrong. So anyway, the actual file didn't work out, but I did really like that for a B6 planner, I could print back to front just on my laser printer on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and then just tip the whole thing into my Stalogy with some washi tape. So I didn't have to worry about there being any kind of gap in the middle. It had already been pre-planned in my file. So from that standpoint, I think this worked out really nicely. Aesthetically, it's not where I wanted it to be, but hey, it did the job it needed to do, which was give me a place to sort of plan things out, write in events, that kind of thing. For the rest of the month, I did things like tape in when I went to an event, added a few little add-ins. Some pages just didn't get finished as much as I'd hoped. Big gap. I think I've completely lost track of the day. So I added a few extra stickers to sort of fill the space in, but it's still a little gappy. When I went to the library, I pasted in the receipt that I got from the checkout station, which I think is a nice little thing. And I just tipped it in with some washi tape. This is tape from Inky Converters. It's all of her little Lamy pens, which I thought was really cute. I got that at the St. Louis show, so I tipped that in. Just some doodles. I got this cool little zipper pouch at the St. Louis show, and the card that was attached to it made me laugh, so I wanted to tip this in. So I just used a little washi tape and stuck it in there. So I've been having more fun just putting bits and pieces of things in on my pages, particularly because I've been traveling a lot. So like this was the little sticker on my coffee beverage. I honestly think they just kept peeling it off and sticking it back on, because for 3 days in a row at the Starbucks I got the same thing. So yeah, so I got a packing slip from a book order. So, and seeing as it is the actual 28th, my day is not complete yet. So I have a couple more days. I have technically 2.5 before we launch into, and I left a page here if I wanted to add in additional notes. Like I'm thinking I might put in the books that I read this month on one page, because I have discovered that I have been losing track, even though I tend to note when I start and finish a book on the particular day. So like finished such and such book, started such and such book. I do have this cool little stamp that I got from Jet Pens with the little book icon that I might start using as hopefully it'll give me quicker read that there's a book I read or something like that. And I also like this little ink bottle because I often change the ink in my pen and then I can't remember what I put in there. And I know that I have a separate place where I store that information, but sometimes it's nice to just have it noted on the particular day. So anyway, so on to July. So my theme for July is, if you can't tell from this page, ocean, beach, mermaid, pirate, whatever kind of, just a watery, I'm really going for a watery theme. The one thing about this calendar that I keep pasting in, because I went back to just using the one for my planner I decided not to use this year. And I remember now why I wasn't real crazy about it. It has Saturday and Sunday over here. I like when my Saturday and Sundays live together. Because I do things like pen shows that run over the weekend. It's just, I find it really bothersome that it's split like this. It's just a personal thing. I know it's very like, I think in Europe, they tend to put Saturday and Sunday together. Asia does too. In the US, for some reason, calendars always start on Sunday, which I think is just a little weird. But anyway, they should be together. So what I did here was just glued this in. It's an undated, so I put in the dates. I just wrote them in pen. And then I added some little washi tapes. I'm traveling quite a bit this month. I've got the Pacific Northwest Pen Show coming up and the DC Super Show, which technically is in August, but since there was space, I wanted to go ahead and include this since basically I will be planning for my departure right up until the last day of July, and because I leave on the 1st. So it was nice to be able to add that in here at the bottom. And also, we're going to take a little bit of a break next week for the 4th of July and take Thursday, Friday off. So there won't be any blog posts, and we're just going to sort of take a little time off and rest. So this is just making me happy because it's I've been kind of going nonstop since April, so it would be nice. It'll be nice to take a little time off. Have a 4-day weekend. Crazy. So I also put in this, which is the Midori calendar. I have a really hard time peeling this Midori calendar off of the backer, but I did get it in there. There's still like a little doodad. Because there was a bit of a space, I was able to go ahead and add some stickers. And it does say July here, but I like to write it in here, and I'll probably add some more washi or stickers up here just because it's kind of boring. And this calendar I tend to use to just track, like, did I exercise that day? And I'll put either like a little tick mark or cross out. But I might add some little icons or whatever to remind myself of different things that I have to do every day. And just use this to track that, where this is more of a calendar with events and activities and things like that. And last month I used it to also track when I was doing certain projects. So I never thought I would be that person who like, I need a YouTube schedule, but here we are. So these are the pens that I picked out for this month to go along with my theme. They are all sort of floating around over here. I absolutely love the Pentel Sign Brush pens. They're the sign pen, except it has a brush tip, and it's a really tiny little brush tip, but it's pretty firm, so it's good for small spaces. Plus, it gives me a little bit of that flex that is nice. It makes cool little headers. So I tend to write the days of the week with one of these, and I wanted sort of oceany colors. I have a feeling I'm going to end up using these more than the blue, just because the colors of some of the stickers and washi tape ended up being more in the greenish family. I also pulled out this Zig clean dot. It's got a fine tip on one end, and then it has this little dotty thing on the other end that lets you do little dots. And thought that was really fun, and I ended up using some stickers that make little circles, so I think this will be a nice addition to make like bubbles and stuff. So I'm just being silly, I know. Pulled this very pale khaki barfy colored mild liner, but it reminds me of like seaweed and stuff. It's got a chisel tip on one side and then more of a bullet tip on the other. So it is fairly light, but I thought it would be nice to do highlighting and underlining and that kind of thing. So I try to limit how many like colored pens and pencils that I have per month, because it makes it to where I either only ever use one, or I get decision fatigue and spend more time trying to figure out which color I want to use for a particular day. So mostly I use my fountain pens. These I use for things like underlining, or if there's a little note, or if I want to do something like a little call out or something. So I keep going back to this. It is a plain black gel pen. This one is from Muji. It's a 0.25, but I'm pretty sure what's inside of it is one of the big brands, like a Sino or a Pentel or something. But I like it. It's hexagonal and kind of has a kind of sticky texture on the outside. And I will just use it until it runs out, is basically the bottom line. And then I may or may not try to find a refill for it. My Platinum Carbon desk pen, which has Platinum Carbon Black in it, that I use just, you know, if I want to add little fine line details, or if I need to write really small, that's what I used here because it's real tiny. And mine has been cut off very poorly so that it fits in my carry-all. This is one of the old ones, so it has the ugly cap, but you can't beat the tips on these old ones. I freaking love them. And then I grabbed a couple of the Pilot Juice 0.4s. This one is a green black, which I also thought would be very appropriate for sort of the oceany, beachy theme. The other stuff that I leave in my kit besides my fountain pens are just some random little bits. This is a pair of mini scissors. I got these from Jet Pens. I like them for a lot of reasons. One, they basically fit into a pen case. So I have a pair. They're, you know, not the longest or best scissors in the world. There's still little bits of sticker stuck to them. But they are effective, and because they have a cap, I don't poke myself. And the spring load is kind of nice. Like, you know, if you're just snipping threads or just little corners of something, pretty nice. Not bad. I never replaced the first pair of sort of portable scissors that I had that got taken away from me in China. This was my replacement because I felt bad trying to get the same ones, and these have actually worked out great. I'll put a link in the notes. This was I think I did a review about these a couple weeks ago. It is the Alimore, and it's like a stackable stamp set. So you just pull a section of it off, and then you get these little icons. So it's like the weather, smiley faces, stars, and then like a bar chart that you can use to show progress, which I guess I could use with some of my books, like when I write in my books. But anyway, and it's all self-inking, so it's just a nice little thing to carry around. Very similar to this, which is also self-inking. But honestly, I wish this had been able to separate like this, because I don't always want all 6 of these. I'd like to be able to just use one of them. But when you peel this off, if you accidentally push on another one, they all get depressed. So it's a little finicky. I'm not sure I'm crazy about it, but I like the idea of these little icons. I don't use all of them though, because honestly, I would probably just take the pen nib, the ink, and the book. I don't know the purpose of the binder clip or the tape. And this one is just like, I don't know, it seems self-referential to have a planner sticker or stamp, but that's just me. So, and then I also leave a white gel pen. This is a Uniball Sino, just because sometimes it's a white gel pen. It's like having a pencil. You just kind of keep one in your bag. So those are and I glue stick and eraser. Again, I just keep them around. There's usually a pencil in my bag. This month I don't have one, so it's ironic that I still have the eraser, but you just never know when they'll come in handy. In terms of fountain pens for this month, joke's on me. I'm still Still using my 2 matching Nagasawa spring green. They both have fine nibs, but one of them has Pen BBS Tolstoy, which I actually used in June, and the other one has Vinta Aegean Armada. And now that I mix them up, I don't know which one's which, so it's like, you know, one stays here, the other one stays in my 3-pen case. That is from, oh my gosh, I just, the guy's in Turkey. Why can't I think of the name? Everybody yell at the screen at the same time and then I'll remember. It's weird. I didn't realize they didn't put a brand stamp on here. But anyway, I've had this for ages and it is starting to seriously show its age. But anyway, so yeah, one lives in here, one lives in here. And then just to mix things up, I also have my mermaid sailor, which seemed appropriate for this month, which has Sailor Chushu, which is almost, it's a grayish purple color, which is probably not all that dissimilar to the Aegean Armada. So this is, it's a little bit darker though. So Sailor Chushu. So, where the Aegean is a bit more blue, this has a little bit more purple in it. So, I don't know if you guys can see that, but so anyway, so those are my 3 fountain pens that I'll be using. I carry around a couple of others, but those were the ones that I specifically use in my planner. So I can do a real quick flip through. I used the same stickers for my monthly, or for my days of the week that I have used before. They are from this little packet that I got on Amazon. I will put a link in. They're like washi, and they have the full month plus a little date stamp on sticker on each one. I really like them, and I will probably buy another set for next year. But anyway, so I just went through and added stickers and washi. I kind of, once again, picked a selection of blue and green washi that felt a little oceany. I kind of liked these little translucent dot flakes, circle flakes, that are sort of have a watercolor effect. And I also found that I had a couple of sheets of sort of watercolor dot stickers. I believe I got these on Jet Pens as well, but it's just a rainbow of colors, and I ended up kind of using these all over the place. The set that I got were all blues, greens, and purples, and so I pulled, and there's 2 sizes, sheets that are 2 sizes. So there's the smaller size, and then there's a larger dot size. These are mood stickers from Après. So yeah, there are 3 sheets, blue, green. So I use these throughout the month, and I really like them, and I was surprised. They made for good decorative elements. I'm sure that the purpose is to like put them over dates to highlight things, but I ended up using them more decoratively than I did sort of more formally. So anyway, so this is sort of how my layouts worked out. Again, I used a lot of the same sticker books. They're starting to really show their wear and tear. The Loads of Ephemera from Peter Popper Press, Bunches of Botanicals, which actually there were pages that were very specifically sort of tropical flowers, also from Peter Popper. I used the Botanist Sticker Anthology, which is a big hardcover, and there were pages specific to sort of water, tropical flowers, and actually a couple of pages that were all just these like seaweed kind of images and underwater type florals. And then I also dug through the antiquarian sticker book, the Bibliophilia collection, which had some fish and a couple images that were sort of more fantastical. This book is so weird. I freaking love it. It's just like each page has like the weirdest stuff on it. And these are all Kiss Cut stickers. So in between there are these pages that are like this whole thing is a sticker. Like this one, it might be these little dots. Yeah, so this one, the little dots come off. And then I bet you this piece in the middle comes off. And then you could technically use that whole background and then fill in the dots with something else. So there's just some really fun stuff. And these books are, I think all of them are under, like it says $25.99, but I'm willing to bet you on Amazon it's about 20 bucks. So those were the books that I used, combined with these dot stickers, some washi tape, and then my day stamps. And then I will go in on each day and write in the date, like the actual day. So I'll write in the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and sort of pick out colors as I go along. But so I've got some sea creatures, some fish, some pages not as successful in my opinion as others. I'm really fond of the shark on 4th of July. It just makes me happy. But yeah, so, and some of these, I always feel like they end up looking better once there's text and everything. Like the crazy kind of gets organized with all the other crazy, and it all kind of works out. I liked this one where it was a lot of yellows and greens. So this month was less of a color theme and more of a subject matter theme. So the pages, the colors they're kind of all over the place. I'm hoping that the colors that I picked for my markers will actually work with all of this. I might have to do a little creativity. This is one of those weird fish with wings. But yeah, so like I said, I had meant to sort of do all of this on camera, but I'm sure you guys didn't want to sit through it anyway. My formula for this a lot of times is to actually apply washi tape first, a strip here or there, then a sticker of some sort, and then my day stamp. And then in some cases I went back and added in these color dots, which I feel like kind of helped kind of coalesce the whole page. And sometimes it just looks silly, whatever. It's all good. So, and I try to place the stickers and everything in different places each day, mostly because I don't want like all the bulk on the pages to just be in the top corners, because then my book will get really, really thick just at the top. So in an effort to keep the book from getting too thick in one spot, I tend to move the stickers around and try not to put them all in the same spot all the time. So that's why they're sometimes in the middle, you know. And what this also allows me to do is then break up how I'm listing out my day. So in this case, I might write the day right here, and then I'll put sort of what I did throughout the day at the top, and then maybe just some reflections down here. I might put a line and divide it into sort of reflections or a to-do list, and then here might actually be like what I'm reading, what I'm listening to. So I start to, you know, I've sort of forced myself to break the page. I could go all the way down on this side, then have my what I read here. You know, I could even just do this top half. So I like playing with the space a little bit, and not always being like, you put the date in the top left-hand corner and, you know, no way. Just loose and free. And I think it makes for, you know, for interesting pages. I'll just draw a line and kind of create some space. So yeah, that's kind of how it all played out. So I have eat every day, and for this month it'll make a big difference to just have this all done and ready to go, since I will be traveling a lot, and this way I don't have to take all my washi and all my stickers. I can take a couple rolls of washi with me, and maybe just, you know, a few other things. I was thinking about trying to add some of the clear stamps this month, but we'll see what happens. So I have my clear block, and then I have my stamps. This is the Java Junkie set. This is the one that I've been using, so it's a little dirty already. I have my Unfamiliars, but then I also had a few other sets from other people. Like I have some of these these I know for sure came from Jet Pens. These are the Splice stamps, my icon stamps. I don't know if they're still carrying these, but there were some little flowers, some like moons, and then these were like little blocks to put in dates and things like that. I don't think I'll need this one this month. So I don't know. And then I thought this was kind of cool because it has a little airplane and a little suitcase. And since I'm traveling a lot this month, I thought it might be kind of fun to like put a little stamp of an airplane on the days that I'm flying, or, you know, the days that I need to pack or whatever. So, but these are super, super tiny. So anyway, may or may not actually end up using those. I have a little tiny stamp pad. So like legitimately I could take these with me, you know, and these, and of course my nibs and ink, which also has seen its fair share, and put this in like my travel kit. It's because it doesn't take up a ton of space. So it's a possibility. We will see what happens. And then I have this block, but I also have a couple of smaller blocks. This is the one that I sell in the shop. But this one will work with every size stamp I have, including the really tiny ones or these like big ones. So I might just throw this in too. But anyway, so that's kind of how everything has played out. If you guys have any questions or if you actually really truly want a plan with me, let me know. I will do one for August for you all. Sorry, my cats are doing something crazy in the other room. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, listening, seeing my little planner setup. I know it's kind of silly, but I've really been enjoying doing this and coming up with a theme every month. And I have already decided what I want my theme for August to be. So it has been cool because after each month I have sort of played out my theme, and then I'm ready to go on to a new theme, and I'm getting to play with all the different stickers and stamps and actually use all this material that I have collected. So I think that is kind of nice. Like I'm no longer just hoarding. I'm actually starting to use some of the stuff I've collected. But anyway, let me know, do you guys have a system that you use when you're kind of setting up for your month ahead? Let me know. I'm curious. Thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.